you were to ask me, Sierra, what is your biggest issue with politics in Canada, it would not be housing, it would not be infrastructure, it would not be the hospitals, it would actually be the government websites. That's what I have the biggest struggle with, because as I started making content on here, I wanted to have resources that I could put on the screen, that I could like screenshot, put on the screen, so that as I'm talking, people could see that the information I was giving them about how our government works was accurate. Do you know how hard it is, as someone who went to university for political science, to go onto the Canadian government websites and get access to information that is easily digestible, easily readable, isn't a whole bunch of jargon? It's next to impossible. So as I'm sitting here telling people, go to the government website to get information, I'm sitting here, having gone to university for this, having to, in my opinion, it's the equivalent of like dragging my eyes through mud, trying to navigate their websites. And I'm somebody who's very good at using computers. I'm on computers, I'm on my phone all day. And if I'm getting frustrated and I'm educated in this, I can imagine what it feels like for somebody who doesn't have an education in this, trying to read through the jargon that is on the Canadian government websites. And it's leading to this rise of misinformation, because all of these, Rebel News, all these places can put out information, and if you're trying to find actual legitimate information that isn't biased, like if I was a conservative and I was trying to find unbiased information because I saw it on like a conservative news source and I was like, hey, I want to go confirm this, and I go to the Canadian government website and there's fucking nothing easily readily available for me, I'm gonna give up and I'm gonna be like, oh, it must be true, because there's nothing on the website telling me differently, because everything on that website is so impossible to get through. And then I sit back and I'm like, there must be a degree of them, like politicians or government, who is okay with it being like this. Because if they weren't okay with it being like this, they would try and reform it. Like, so many people talk all the time about how, like, even filing your taxes can be a pain in the ass because the website is so fucking hard to use and getting a hold of a person is such a pain in the butt. Make the government website. Like, I understand you want to have documents that sound correct, but when you're writing everything to sound like it is coming from the mouth of a lawyer, and then that is the only thing that is available for all of the constituents who did not go to school to be a lawyer and read through legal jargon, and then we're on the internet telling them, hey, this is what this means, and they don't know how to read it properly, and they're calling us liars because they don't know how to interpret that information, because you're making it so fucking complicated. It's like those university professors I used to have that used to say, like, if you can't make something sound simplistic and easy to understand, you don't understand it. And you guys are making it so fucking hard for the people to vote in a way that benefits them the most, because you're making information hard to access. There's so many dead links on the Canadian government website. There's so many places that lead you in a fucking circle. And it's like, just fix, like, the entirety of the people who vote are on the fucking internet. Fix it. And now you might be saying to yourself, why would this make you the most upset? Why not housing? Why not healthcare? Why not all these things? And it's because the people who are the most upset about those things don't understand how our government runs. And when you go to the government websites to look at the branches of government to try and explain it to them, it's a fucking, like, it's a document for lawyers. It's infuriating. You should have this information more easily accessible for people, so that when they're upset with their healthcare, when they're upset with housing, they can go and look at who's responsible for it. Like, people are voting in provincial elections against their own interests, thinking that it's the federal government that is responsible for the things that they're upset with, and they can't even go to their government website to figure that out. They have to rely on third-party sources. It's actually so infuriating. And then they trust people like Jordan Peterson. They trust people like Joe Rogan because they're easily digestible information.